Whenever we go through dark times in life, a lot of times we ask God, why me? What did I do to deserve this? But what we don't realize is God is not punishing us. God is actually preparing us. In order to reach certain levels in life and maintain those levels, you have to have thick skin. You have to have strength. You have to have endurance. And in order to develop those character traits, you have to go through trials and tribulations because struggle builds character. It's just like going to the gym and lifting weights. At first, it's going to be painful. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. A lot of times you'll be sore afterwards, but then after a while, you start to build muscle and the weights that were once heavy to you become easy for you. So then you have to lift heavier weights in order to keep growing and not become stagnant. And that's where the phrase new levels, new devils comes from. Whenever you reach new heights, you're going to have new challenges. You're going to have new struggles. That process continues until you die. But even outside of that, there's going to be points in your life where you experience darkness. That's inevitable because guess what? We all have an expiration date. It's really just a matter of, are you going to go first or is someone you loved going to go before you? And I don't mean to get morbid, but it's important for us to remind ourselves of that reality because it reminds you to actually live and not just exist. Just like you'll have dark times in life, you'll also have very bright and beautiful times in your life as well. That's what we call yin and yang. That's what we call duality. But I also think to an extent, your mentality shapes your reality. Your ability to look at the glass as half full and have faith in all circumstances, that determines if you experience more brightness in your life or more darkness. If we're referencing the Bible says we are created in God's image and likeness, which means, in a sense, we are demigods. We can think good things into existence or we can think bad things into existence by habitually thinking about that good or bad thing. So when something bad or unfortunate happens, whether you look at the glass as half full or half empty, that will determine the chain of events that happen after. If you really think about it, we all have faith. It's really just a matter of, do you have faith in good things happening or do you have faith in bad things happening? I used to have really strong faith in bad things happening. And I would obsess over bad things happening, and those exact things would happen. I really didn't realize how powerful I was. So after a while, I started to ask myself, if I'm powerful enough to make all these bad things happen, imagine what good things I can make happen if I just flip my faith. There's a difference between believing God exists and actually believing in God. When you believe in God, you actually believe in God's power. And I always believed God existed, but I didn't truly start to believe in God's power probably until a few years ago. And it's my faith in God's power, along with prayer, that has radically changed my life in the past 3 years. Even though some of the things I've been through in the past 3 years will probably break the average person, that's because the average person doesn't actually believe in God, they just believe God exists. When my little brother committed suicide in 2020, I didn't feel right carrying on like normal. I didn't even really I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to feel. I just felt very dark and lost at that time. But I had a conversation with myself and I told myself, Kyla, you can either self destruct and use this as an excuse to start wilding out and just letting yourself go, or you can use this for fuel. You can use this for motivation. You know damn well your brother would not want you to destroy your life or be self destructive. He will want you to prosper. And I did. I started working out regularly. I was eating really healthy. I was really self disciplined. I wasn't drinking as much. Even outside of the personal development stuff that I was doing, I was praying a lot. That was a very spiritual time for me. It was weird because it was a dark time, but it was a very beautiful time as well because I gained a lot of wisdom and understanding, and I finally was able to come to peace with the reality that he was gone. Not only was I at peace with the fact that he was gone, it actually opened up a lot of things in me that I didn't know was there. And that's why, even though I wasn't happy to go through that time, I'm extremely thankful because I probably wouldn't have realized certain things about myself or healed certain things because I would have no idea that those things needed to be healed if it wasn't for, him self transitioning, even my breakup, and even the relationship was very chaotic. I'm not going to lie, that was actually more challenging than dealing with my brother's suicide. And I don't want to go into details because, like I said, I don't want to demonize that person. But I am going to be honest and say there was times where I feared for my life. Me and this person were still living together, and I felt like I was in hell. I felt like I was in jail. I was constantly walking on eggshells. And like I said, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I really did not feel safe living with this person. But at the same time, I didn't want him to be in a position. So I just felt stuck. I was like constantly praying every single day, obsessively praying, just crying like, God, please deliver me. Please give me some type of relief. Please get me out of this situation. And I kid you not, 3 weeks after we broke up, he was gone. Like he moved all his stuff out and he just left. And even though I wasn't happy about how everything played out, I was grateful that God answered my prayers and that I was able to feel free again. I didn't feel this heavy weight on me, because I don't know if you've ever been in that type of situation, but when you and a person break up and you guys still have to live together for a period of time, that is very stressful. And it also depends on how that person is after you guys break up. If they are super argumentative and chaotic and just wanting to start things with you and maybe even being violent or aggressive or whatever the case, that is a very scary situation to be in. So every day I thank God for bringing me out of that situation. And I don't look at myself as a victim. I feel like there was lessons that I needed to learn, and I'm grateful for those lessons. But I feel like whether you look at the glass as half full or half empty, the choice is yours. Both ways of thinking is technically correct. The glass is half full and it's half empty. But how you choose to look at it, that's going to shape your reality. I think in order to bring light to the world, you have to experience darkness. If it wasn't for all the darkness I've been through in my life, I wouldn't have any messages to share on YouTube or even in my music, because you literally cannot have a testimony without a test. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't enjoy those dark times, but I can honestly say, if it wasn't for the dark times I've been through, I would not be half the woman I am today. Now, I'm gonna be honest, if you don't have a close relationship with God, and I don't care what you call God, you can call God God, you can call God Allah, you can call God universe, source, whatever you feel comfortable with. But if you don't have a relationship with the Most High, it's going to be very hard for you to overcome dark times and not become a victim to life. Life can make you or break you, but the choice is yours. Do you want to be a victim or do you want to be victorious? Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. And if this video resonated with you, make sure you like it. And yeah, that is it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.